Paur, senior writer for RealTime Fantasy Sports, and welcome to the RealTime Fantasy Sports Show. On today's show, I'm going to give you 5 waiver wire ads for Week 16 of the fantasy football season. Hopefully, you are not scouring the waiver wire too hard this week, but if you are, I would consider these 5 players if you're looking for somebody because of injury or maybe performance in your lineup hasn't been great for some positions if you're in a deeper league, but hopefully, again, you're not scouring the waiver wire too hard this week. If you are looking to pick up someone this week, I would not forget about defenses and kickers. Every point matters in these championship games, and you don't really need those bench spots as much since this is last week of the season in nearly every league out there. So feel free to drop some of those bench players, pick up a defense that's going to score the most points for you this week, or a kicker as well that has a great matchup and could produce big in Week 16. Again, don't forget about those kickers and defenses in Week 16. But these are 5 waiver wire ads for you this week if you're looking for somebody to help your team out, if you need a spark, or if you have an injury. Here are 5 guys I might think about adding. My first one is Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts. So he proved his first start in the NFL wasn't a fluke. He scored 41.2 fantasy points last week against the Cardinals. He made big plays through the air, not just the ground last week, so that was really impressive to me. He was 24 of 44 for 338 yards and 3 touchdowns. He plays a bad Cowboys defense to end his season this week, so that's a good matchup for Hurts. If you're looking for a spark at QB, I would really consider adding Hurts if he's out there in your league. My next waiver wire ad is Dolphins running back Salvon Ahmed. Ahmed returned to the lineup last week from a shoulder injury, had his best game of the season, hit the 100-yard mark for the first time in his career, ran 23 times for 122 yards and a touchdown. I really think he's a solid number 2 back and a starting role in this Dolphins offense. My next waiver wire ad to consider for this week is Falcons receiver Russell Gage. Gage keeps getting chances and more looks because Julio Jones is hurting once again and out on the field. This should be the case again this week. Gage had 5 catches for 68 yards and a touchdown last week. He has at least 15 fantasy points 3 straight games. He's still out there in 54% of leagues on our site. Another waiver wire ad for you this week is 49ers running back Jeff Wilson. Raheem Mostert is banged up once again. Shocking, right? But he left the game early last week. That left Wilson as the guy to carry the load most of the game. And Mostert is no sure thing to play again this week. Not a good sign for his status. I think Wilson likely starts, gets most of the carries this week for San Francisco. He has touchdowns 2 straight games, double-digit carries 3 or 4 games. He's available in 44% of leagues. My last waiver wire ad for Week 16 is Texans receiver Chad Hansen. Hansen continues to produce in an expanded role for the Texans. He scored his first touchdown of the season last week. He has at least 12 fantasy points 3 straight games. He keeps getting the chances in the Texans' pass-first offense, and that should be the case again this week against a Bengals defense that isn't very good. Okay, those are 5 waiver wire ads for Week 16. Again, good luck in all of those championship games this week. I hope you don't have to look too hard at the waiver wire this week, but if you do, these were 5 players to consider adding. And again, don't forget about those kickers and defenses. It can make the difference between winning and losing your games in these championship matchups. This has been Jeff Paur for RealTime Fantasy Sports. Have a great day.